I'm Danny Garcia. I am from Brooklyn, New York, from Carroll Gardens. I am season 21 Top Chef winner.
My name is Sumaiya, originally from Los Angeles, California, and I'm a pastry chef by trade.
Welcome to our Stoop. I worked at the Nomad for a long time. Sumaiya worked at 11 Madison Park. We both started pretty much around the same time.
Yeah.
This was like 10 years ago, but we never knew each other. Jamal James Kent was opening Crown Shy. I was the executive sous chef. Sumaiya was the executive pastry sous chef. We met in that role and basically like, it was a wrap from there.
Danny and I would argue all the time when we first met. Like,
And
he
or
was the
compete with
most
each other,
annoying
yeah.
person to work with, because it was constant competition.
It's always competition.
We both have really high energy, and so it's easy for us to be like the fastest people in the kitchen. Sunday nights we would do battles just like between him and
Make anything.
Anything.
Like
And then,
cakes,
like-
pies, tarts, savory things. Like it was just like, I can do it better.
And then finally the chefs were like, hey, stop. Like, you guys are out of control, you're wasting time. We clashed in the beginning, and now we're married. I think the competitive nature of both of us works. Most of the time.
Most of the time. Top Chef was fun. It was a good time. You go into these cooking competitions and you don't necessarily know what the hell you're going to get yourself into. All of the chefs that were there, I think everyone kind of left their egos and their pride at the door and was just like, I'm really here to just cook really delicious, really good food.
I knew I was going to be the one that received the phone call to tell me he won. Because I know Danny's food, I know how he cooks.
As you're winning money, they're like, what are you going to do with $20,000? What are you going to do with $50,000? And even before I went on the show, we were like, listen, we win, we're gonna like buy a brownstone. That's the goal. The goal is to buy a brownstone. We just want more space. We want, you know, to start a family. We want to be able to have just like space that our family can come and like kick it and chill. So then the Brownone Fund was started. Carroll Gardens, best neighborhood there is, New York City, that's it, no questions asked.
Yeah.
I'll go to bat for that all day. I lived in an apartment in Manhattan for years. I didn't know the person across the hall from me. I didn't know the person next door to me. Like, people in the city, like, they just want to be kept to themselves. You walk out of your house and it's like, you need to be like, ready to go. You're running, you're on the move. You know, in a neighborhood like Carroll Gardens, it's like, yo, people are walking their dogs, they're taking their kids out to the farmer's market, they're sitting on their stoop chilling and having like a coffee and reading the paper. It's a slower pace. It's just a special place that like not many parts of New York have, where I can walk down the street, you know, we know our bodega guy. There's these fine little like specialty shops for everything. Like we go to Paisanos and we get our meat, and like if I want bread, I go to Caputo's. I want like pastries, I'm going to Court Pastry.
Court Pastry has the best rainbow cookies in all of New York City, in my opinion, and so to live close to that was amazing.
It's the best of both worlds. We can get to the city in just a couple minutes. Growing up here was fun. It was before cell phones, so it was like you had to just be an earshot of like mom and or a relative or neighbor that knew you. We lived on 2nd Street. My cousins, my grandmother, basically the rest of my family lived on Douglas Street. We were little kids who were able to like be on scooters, dipping in, running around and causing a ruckus. But you weren't really able to cause a ruckus because you'd have like all the old Puerto Rican grandmothers or like aunts who would just rat you out. And so if you didn't get in trouble that day, you were just gonna get in trouble in a couple of days when they like saw your mom at like the store or something like that.
I was walking my mom and my sister down the neighborhood, like through the streets and whatever, and I was like, oh, hi to this person, and hi to that person, hi to this person. And my mom was like, oh my God, like you know everyone. And I was like, yeah, I guess I have made a lot of friends around here, you know? And that's when it really clicked, like this is so different.
Time and Tide, our new restaurant we're opening in the fall, taking the idea and the thought process of a steakhouse and flipping it on its head and saying, what would a steakhouse look like if it served seafood? Jamal James Kent, my mentor, my friend, my brother, my uncle. I was a young kid at a culinary school, and he like trusted me to become a sous chef. We all worked together to open Crown Shy and Saga. He wanted to create this restaurant group that empowered the next generation, that empowered the chefs around him. Time and Tide was really the first step in that direction. It was really him giving me the opportunity and entrusting me to be able to take a space and my food and really run with it and put myself at the forefront of running a restaurant. I want you to come in and feel like you stepped into like my home. I want you to feel like you stepped into Jamal's home and like we're taking care of you and you're eating our food and like we're telling you our stories around our table.